Ukrainian officials say Russia is preparing a major new offensive next year. President Zelensky has warned the next few months will be decisive.
European leaders approved a ninth round of sanctions on Russia on Thursday as they set out the EU's priorities for the next 2 years. Discontent grows in Peru, with 7 dying in violent protests as demonstrators pour onto the streets in support of their ousted former president.
France wakes up to a tragedy as an apartment block fire kills 10 people, including 5 children, in the suburbs of Lyon.
Ukraine believes Russia is preparing a massive new offensive next year. The 18 million euros in aid that the EU has unlocked after overcoming Poland's reluctance will go a long way to help prepare for defence. For President Zelensky, the next few months will be decisive, especially as Russian attacks continue unabated. He says today in Donbass, as in all previous weeks, brutal Russian attacks continue. The occupants are throwing everyone and everything they have at the offensive, but they cannot overcome our army, so they physically destroy every town and village, so that there are no buildings, not even walls that can be used for any defence. Russian attacks are causing casualties across much of the country and power outages in most parts, including the capital, Kyiv. Kherson has borne the brunt of the outages. An attack that killed 2 people has caused the city to have no electricity at all.
The President of the European Parliament, Roberta Metsola, is ready to turn the institution upside down so that a corruption scandal, such as the one allegedly involving Qatar, will never happen again. Metsola has announced changes to promote transparency and prevent the bribery of MEPs by countries or lobbies.
The vote is closed.
Trust that has taken years to build, but only moments to destroy, will need to be rebuilt, and this work starts now. We need to right the wrongs, and we need to send a powerful message to those external actors who try to undermine us, that we will not yield, that we will stand by our values, the rule of law, justice and due process.
Francesco Giorgi, the partner of Greek MEP Eva Kaili, who also serves as the EU Parliament's Vice President, along with 2 other people, are accused of corruption, money laundering and criminal operations, all linked to possible Qatari and Moroccan schemes to illegally influence the Parliament. The former Italian MEP Antonio Panzeri is presumed to be the mastermind behind the plot. An investigation has also been launched into the NGO No Peace Without Justice. Belgian police seized more than 1.5 million euros in cash in 2 homes and a suitcase. Eva Kaili will appear in court in Belgium next Thursday.
The results of a vote of no confidence in Slovakia's parliament were met with applause on Thursday. Slovakia's coalition government fell after losing the ballots called by the Liberal Freedom and Solidarity Party by just 3 votes, following months of political crisis. The same party had been part of the government's coalition until September, when they withdrew, accusing the government of incompetence and losing its anti-corruption drive. Now President Zuzana Kaputova will have to appoint a new prime minister, but several opposition and coalition parties have indicated that they'd prefer an early election, something polls suggest they may win. The president might ask Heger's government to stay in office with reduced powers until an early vote on a snap election can take place. It would need a 2/3 parliamentary majority to be held.
France is in shock after a fire kills 10 people, including 5 children, in the suburbs of Lyon. Local authorities for the Lyon region said the fire broke out at a residential building in Vaux-en-Velin around 3 in the morning. Within 15 minutes, around 170 firefighters and 65 fire trucks were at the site. Another 4 people are in a critical condition, while 10 others, including 2 firefighters, have been injured. Fire officers said the flames took hold on the ground floor before spreading to the floors above. The fire broke out in a 7-storey apartment block in the Mas du Toro neighbourhood, about 20 minutes from central Lyon. The district has been undergoing regeneration, having been identified as one of several deprived areas in the Lyon suburbs. Before heading to the scene, French Interior Minister Gérard Darmanin said the casualty toll was definitive. Local media and journalists on the scene were quick to tell of the shock and horror, reporting that the children killed were between the ages of 3 and 15. Authorities said that the cause of the fire is not known at this stage.
Thousands of demonstrators have poured onto the streets of Peru in support of ousted former president Pedro Castillo, who the judiciary has ordered be remanded in custody for 18 months. Castillo attempted to dissolve Congress in early December, prompting his removal from the presidency by lawmakers. He has since been replaced by his former vice president, Dina Boluarte, the first woman to take the role in the country's history. This change in leadership has fed the flames of discontent, with 7 people dying in violent protests. Many sectors, not only pro-Castillo, disagree with the call for elections in 2024. And this is precisely what the parliament is discussing at the moment. The Peruvian legislature has long been widely discredited, which is why on the streets the cry of "they should all be out" can once again be heard.
US President Joe Biden says he's all in on Africa's future, pledging a further $2 billion in aid to the continent. The announcement was made at the close of a 3-day summit that brought nearly 50 African leaders to Washington. The summit is also seen as a move to counter Russian and Chinese influence in Africa.
This afternoon, I'm announcing an additional $2 billion in humanitarian assistance to address acute food insecurity in Africa. Assistance is going to help ensure that children and families don't have to go to bed hungry. That's why over the next 3 years, working in close cooperation with the United States Congress, we plan to commit $55 billion in Africa to advance the priorities we share and to support the Agenda 2063.
Biden has also pledged to visit sub-Saharan Africa during his term in office, in what would be the first trip to the region by a US president since Barack Obama in 2015.
The US National Archives has released more than 13,000 documents related to the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The event caused worldwide shock and countless speculation to this day. But the White House has blocked the release of thousands more, citing national security concerns. According to the National Archives, 97% of the approximately 5 million pages of the file are now available to the public. Former President Donald Trump has launched a collection of digital stickers to raise funds. The Trump digital trading card shows the former president in a number of disguises, dressed as a superhero, cowboy and astronaut, among others.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump. It's to win amazing prizes like dinner. I'm also doing Zoom calls.
Writing on Truth Social, the social network where he appeared after his Twitter veto, Trump said the limited edition of stickers feature art of his life and career. He's encouraging people to buy them as a Christmas gift.
After suffering a 3-0 defeat in the semi-finals against Argentina, Croatia is back training in Doha for their third-place playoff against Morocco. Although the third-place match is often viewed as a friendly one, Croatian forward Andrej Kramaric set the record straight.
As I said before, they're going to fight. They're fighting for their lives, because if you win a medal at the World Cup, you become an immortal hero in your country. That's the same thing we are going to do.
Meanwhile, Morocco will be looking to bounce back from their 2-0 loss to France. The Atlas Lions might have missed out on a place in the final, but they'll want to wrap a fairy tale run in this World Cup with a historic third-place finish. The third-place playoffs will kick off on Saturday, and on Sunday, France and Argentina will lock horns to determine who will win football's most prestigious trophy.